Alright, welcome back. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm assuming this is a playlist. We just came out of Snow Temple, continuing our NMG beginner new percent tutorial beginner route. Go to mash pause, put the cursor over Zora Hall, go on Ocarina, play song of Soaring, we're gonna index warp to Zora Cape with this. Zora Hall leads to Zora Cape, very close to the maps. Alright, now that we're here, you have plenty of supplies over here. You have fairies, arrows, bombs, and magic. You saw I caught the bomb before it went down into the water. Just want to make sure that it doesn't go down there. If it does, you have to turn Zora and go down there, and that's slow and all that jazz. Yeah. This is not what I needed. That's a console reset. Oh, that's a title screen reset. No, it's not. There we go. Okay. Let me just get back there real quick. I had a couple difficulties earlier. Bad routing, not following the route, stuff like that. Fantastic stuff. Okay, like I said, resources over here, specifically bombs over here. You're gonna come over here, you're gonna put Zora mask on, do not equip over Ocarina. Oh, and you also want Ocarina. You already have Ocarina. You also want, it doesn't matter what you split out, you have to do another equip anyways, so very cool. Do you? No, you don't. No, I guess this is it. Okay. Well, in that case, on Ocarina, you're gonna play. No, you're not. You're gonna go over here. Just had this issue. What I do is I line up Zora Link's right foot with this black dot on the ground, right there. Looks a little something like this. Then I do 2 tap side hops left. You can do a shield turn left. Just be aware it is a little laggy in this area. There's a lot of water. Generally, little areas with a lot of water, surface area, tend to be laggy. The tap side hops are just to bring you closer to the load zone, so that's less buffers to actually get into the load zone. Usually by like 1 or 2, I guess. So don't worry about it too much. And then, if you really want, you can just hold left and just turn that way without doing a shield turn. Whatever you want to do, go with it, get used to it, make sure it works, get consistent. Pull out Ocarina, make sure you hear the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That means that you're in range to play New Wave Bossa Nova and have it working. Hooray. We're going to pause on a specific frame. I said we're going to pause on a specific frame. And then we're going to buffer a pause input. Then we're going to hold up and then press A during the unpause lag. This is going to give us a side hop. And we're going to hold right towards the load zone. We're going to keep buffering, making sure to not miss a buffer. If we miss a buffer, then the game will play the cutscene anyways. The turtle cutscene skipped out. Turtle cutscene that we're trying to skip. Nicknamed TCS. There should be plenty. If you see all your links on the right side of the screen, just keep holding right if you want. If you see the camera snap like that, that means that you had the exact first frame possible to stop pause buffering on. Just beware, you obviously do not want to, unpause and stop pausing too early and then the cutscene plays. So just don't worry about it too much. Generally speaking, I would just buffer into the load zone starting out to avoid that altogether, just in case your tap side hops are weird or whatever the case is. Other methods that people do is hold up left or something, and then react to strums. Specifically when he strums down on that last strum. Personally, I just count 20 strums. Usually it's kind of rudimentary, but it works sometimes. Okay, so just like that, and then again, from here it's the same. Okay, I held up left instead of up. That was a mistake, and as you can see, I got a roll. Getting a roll is bad. Don't get a roll, because then you're going to have to buffer the entire roll, and then buffer into the low zone after. And by that point, you might as well just watch a cutscene. So you very well may miss a pause anyways. The other method people do, people like, I think, Squidward, is they react to the text in the song, text box, whatever, to disappear. They react to it disappearing. They do not anticipate it, if I recall. You react to it. It's a specific difference. All of these are going to look the same on your end, but just know that all of these work. Try to find something that works for you. My job is to just give you all the methods. It's your job to find out what works best for you. Alright, and again, from here, buffer a target. If you miss the target, whatever, don't worry about it. And that time I got a backflip. Amazing. Good. I am having fun with this, aren't I? Great. Ow, for the love of... Again, don't miss your inputs. Don't miss time. You miss the buffer, you mess up the trick. Okay, holding up. Thank you. Okay, so that was a frame after. Once you get into the load zone, you're not able to pause anymore, so you only have 2 chances to really unpause early, if I recall. Then after that, the load zone will override pause buffering. Alright. Yeah, I got overridden. Okay. Damn, but I gotta do this again. I should know how this looks like by now. Sorry about this. I tend to hold like upright and just towards the load zone basically. I don't know if that really helps or even hinders me in any way, but I do it. One more please, thank you. Okay, go right back out. You want to roll out. We're going to make a save state here. We're going to target here. I tend to here in human do something like this. And do something just like that. Honestly, I don't practice this very much. I kind of just wing it, so to speak. So, the goal right here is to do PCS, Pirate Cutscene Skip. And it isn't too bad. You want to get up here onto the turtle without triggering the load zone. That's part 1. Part 2 is to walk into the load zone, full ocarina, and play a song at double time. As long as you walked into the load zone, you will get the cutscene skip, the Pirate's Cutscene Skip. It's a fairly long cutscene. I think I was not in the actual... You're able to shoot right through the turtle shell, just so you know. At least part of it. I want to say when you get it... Oh, okay, I did get it, so you do have to put trap back up. I haven't done it in a while, so please excuse me. But again, your typical setup, at least the one I do, get into the target this wall here. Shield turn right, roll forward. Don't target the turtle. Just want to walk forward, sure. Full side hop left. Roll up to here. If you want, you can slash up to the edge. Then, generally speaking, you want to just aim this and wait until the turtle, you see how it's bobbing to the left and to the right. Specifically look at the tree, it bobs to the left and right. It also goes up and down. Keep all of this in mind, it is cyclically based, so the faster you get into the position, the better, so the more you have an opportunity you have to get it the first time. So plank the hook shot and release it when the tree is on the right side, like so. I think that was a little early. Yeah, it was a little early. Try that again. Just redo that. Okay. Awkward save state. That is not right. Did I not target the wall properly? Make sure you don't jump into the water. So, if you want to slash to the ledge, far be it from me to tell you no. Specifically, I would recommend thrusts. They would move you. Thrusts don't really move you left and right. Vertical slashes will move you to the right and will mess up your aiming a little bit. So, just if you're going to do that, thrust to the ledge. Don't vertically slash, don't horizontally slash, thrust. And if you don't know how to thrust, very simple, you just hold up and target and beat. Fantastic. So now that you're here, get up again, target the wall. Cool. I'm going to usually back up a little bit just so I don't run into the tree. I'm going to walk right to about... I forgot to make a new save state. At the very least, I'm giving you plenty of examples. Okay. Just take like 2 steps to the right. Pull ocarina, play song of double time. This is English only, this will not work in Japanese. Japanese has to do some extra jank, like get into the load zone, use bottle, use time stop, stuff like that. Because for whatever reason, Song of Double Time cutscene skips do not work in Japanese. There are differences in how the cutscenes are implemented. Hook back up on the tree, and then you skip the Pirates cutscene, like so. So I want to go over this real quick again. So, like I said, 2 steps. If I recall, you have about 4 frames to get this ocarina pull. If you do early, you're going to play Song of Double Time and not skip the cutscene, and you're not going to realize it till you get back onto the turtle, and then the Pirates cutscene starts playing. So you really want to make sure it's on the latter half of it. So if you want to practice it, or getting in position to see if it works, or if it would work on KZ, just to undo the ocarina, and you'll see whether or not it'll work. If the turtle cutscene starts playing, that means that you were well within range, and that if you had played Song of Double Time, it would have worked. And if you want to see what the cutscene looks like, anyways, it starts out with this. And you have this little charming cutscene. Anyways. Give it a little bit of practice, get comfortable with it, understand how far you have to walk, like pay attention to his steps is what I would recommend as a visual cue. Do it a few times in practice, you'll get used to it pretty quick, I think. much faster. Turtle cutscene, and then you're at the temple. Alright, Great Bay Temple. Fun temple. You actually see a fair bit of it in this run, unlike the days of yore. So if we're going into this room, we're going to be going to the left onto this elevator. We want... How do we cross over again? What's in the route? Oh wait, no, I just go to the right, don't I? Spin to the broken yellow switch for guys survived. Okay. That's right. I forgot. This is what the more difficult route would do, but we're skipping this. What we're gonna do is go right to the broken yellow switch. This is over this way. Try not to bonk there. And we're going to go ahead and push it. That's going to activate the geyser right in front of us. And we're going to use that to cross the chasm. Go ahead and use this elevator, of course. Alternatively, if you had enough explosives and you didn't want to do that, instead of doing the harder version, you could just do a little hover here. Memory, well, no. By this point, you're able to, nice, equip over Ocarina, so you don't have to worry about Ocarina anymore. Alright, I can't casual. I'm sure you can imagine what this looks like. You probably have done this before. Don't roll. That's the key. Now roll. Bam. That's how you do that. The hover is simple. It's as simple as it looks here. Three, four. Okay, so just one bomb, 3 chew hovers, and you're here. If I recall my math. And if you really want to line up, you can target this wall, same wall down there, and then just do a shield turn right, get ISG, or do a quick tap right after getting ISG, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and turn Zora again. Zora rolls a little faster. And then we'll get hookshot. Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll get to that later. Go over this way. We want to go down here. Try to match this movement if you can. Basically what I did there was get into the water, swim down a little bit, release swim, turn around. You can't do that. You can't immediately turn around while swimming, so hence you have to stop swimming to turn around, restart swimming, get into the tunnel before you miss it. And you want to stay close to the wall, otherwise it's very easy to get caught up into the current and then just get sucked up into going in a circle, in a very large circle around the room. So just stay near the wall, and that will hopefully help to alleviate that issue. Alright, now that we're here, make your way down this way. Feel free to use magic on the Dexy hands. And we're gonna kill all these Ekibabas. Just hold shield, magic shield, and then swim back. You want to go for stylish points, do something like that. It's as dumb as it looks. It's not difficult per se. You can just go for it. I don't know if I ever actually got it as easy as that before, but honestly, it's not something I would spend much time on. You could also just climb it. There's an even faster version if I recall, and I don't know what that looks like. Now you're here. You can kill this guy. Hopefully it's not as difficult as when I looked at how I made it look. Probably also use a hook shot, which we are about to get out. And again, we can just equip over Ocarina now, because we're about to get Ocarina back. Oh, this would have been a bottle the entire time. That wouldn't have been Ocarina. Too late. Whatever. Speaking of, we want another milk, so we're not going to be using the real milk. We want to equip softened milk. We will be using the real milk next though. Now, you could bypass having to use real milk by doing LA Gim in the next room and then coming back here we're about to do. And then you would be able to equip sock milk, but the trick is free. It really isn't necessary. Anyways, we're going to store milk and store a hookshot. And then in order to do Gim, very easy. Again, just for clarity's sake, we're doing Ocarina Gim. So Gim, get item manipulation with hookshot. All you do is do what I just did, right in front of the chest, target the chest. We're going to target again, we're going to press hook. And then we're going to equip over. Do we equip over? No we don't, We're going to hold hook until we get to a certain frame while targeting this frame here. It's the first frame that Link's right hand goes back to its neutral position. And then we're going to try to open the chest with A at the same frame. Is that not how you do it? Clearly no. Alright, well I did that wrong. Don't mind me, I'm just going to get back there real quick. Oh yeah, just beware with the wall, you don't want to bonk on the wall, so try not to swim towards the wall. Very quick side note. Also, try not to use your magic as much as possible. There is a magic drop coming up if I recall, but we want to save a lot of our magic for Gyorg. Okay, cool. Don't do that. Make sure to aim the other way, I guess. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to magic shield while in the air. There we go. Okay, time to learn the frames real quick. Oh, wait. Don't mind me, I just did it dumb. Make sure to use and equip swap milk. Is that? Oh, it did work. I just forgot that you still get the straight parry. That's embarrassing. Okay, so yeah, it's like I told you earlier. I'm sorry, guys. Then just go into the water, and you're going to get Ocarina. Doesn't look like it, but after I just did the after I drank milk, there was a half milk bottle written over Ocarina, but now you can see there's Ocarina back. Alright, so just to make sure we go over these frames again real quick. We just stored a hook. Then you can see there's a half milk bottle over Ocarina. We want the next frame. It's about the 4th frame. Then just while holding target and hook, also press A. I'm glad this happened. You want to make sure that you don't land on this. Anytime that you jump and you land on the ground or something, this happens. So make sure to land in the water. And if you happen to mess it up, just go ahead and equip swap milk again. Just to make these frames a little clearer. 2, 3, 4. Just like that. into the water. You can just go along the wall to make sure, I think. And you did it. Good job. Any way you want to, go ahead and head over here. Now with milk back out, we're going to go to the door. And it's got to be the real milk because we just got Ocarina. But again, like I mentioned earlier, if you would rather keep the milk for whatever reason, you don't feel safe with it, just do a legume first, then do Ocarina again. Just like before, it's very simple. Except this time you only have one shot, so don't miss the frame. It's gonna look like this. It's the same as before, except you get light arrows, like so. Now, if you crashed, that means you probably held up Zora Egg earlier, whether or not you forgot. If you forgot, don't worry about it. Alright, now, at this point in the route, I think I have Song of Sword back to the beginning. Yep. Bow Zora. But Pompo Zora. But we're gonna sort. We need Ocarina. Dumb. Alright, get up here and then play Song of Soaring. That's gonna take us back to the beginning of the dungeon. We're gonna do an easier version of the GBT BK skip than what the harder route does. At the cost of Song of Soaring cutscene, basically. Honestly, it might be faster. I don't know, honestly. So, now that you're here, you're going to target, side hop, walk right a little bit until you're past the torch, just past the middle. And you're going to hold down, back off the ledge, and then you're going to climb the ledge and target while you're climbing. When you target while you're climbing, that's going to turn you around after you get up on the ledge. Now, should you happen to flail or mess up the setup in any way, shape, or form, don't worry about it. You have two options. The safe option is to line up about here on the wall, somewhere, wherever. Target the wall, then backwalk. Get nudged by the torch a little bit. Do the same thing, or shield turn, whatever. The other option is to just get a bit of an angle and then rub up against the torch into the ledge. Whatever you do, whatever you end up doing, face this way. Now, we're going to press X twice to pull out and then place a bomb. You're going to put on Zora Mask, and then you're going to hold right, walk, and then, okay, this is great. I didn't really think that through. You're just going to do a bit of a slow walk. That slow walk is basically just right of ESS position, more or less. It's very easy to do. And you're going to hold A while doing that walk. Now holding A, this is all going to result in a ledge clip. And then you're just going to hold A to drop as soon as possible so you don't get clicked back out of bounds. And of course it's faster to just hold A in general. Then you just got to be aware of the bomb. It's going to explode soon. And depending on how long it took you, you might still be in the blast radius, you might not be. If you're fast, and you know you're good, just do two side hops to the right. If you know you're going to get hit, own it, do what you have to do. If you're low on HP, then you know you're going to have to shield it. Just make sure it doesn't blast you off the ledge behind you, because there's only so much land back there. It ends like right here or so. You're going to want to say... Great. Okay, what can you do? My eyelids are getting heavy. There you go. Target, get the camera lined up, and then shield turn left. And then that way you will be blasted to the right, to the left, and then you should be fine. Don't go too fast, of course. Don't do Zora Mask first. I will generally target while falling off the ledge, and then that's going to line you up. How just from the ledge angle, you could say. And then that angle is great. That's going to line you up just right for two side hops to the right. They don't have to be tap side hops. I just keep saying tap side hop for whatever reason. Generally speaking, from here, for the easier setup of this, that's what we're just going to go over real quick. There are other faster methods. If you want to go over them, you can ask in the server. We're not going to cover any of those. Okay, we're just going to shield turn down right, or just tap down right. We're going to slash and then hold B, and that's going to pull your fins out to start throwing them. Then we're going to start aiming. Whoop, sorry, wrong button. Trying to aim the center of Link with approximately this texture here, the left side of it. Right on there. Technically speaking, if I recall, you want to be a little to the left or a little to the right, I don't remember which. And that's going to get you a little closer to the load zone that we're trying to aim for that leads to Gyorg, but this is generally close enough. Doing that will, getting a better angle will give you an extra frame for the recoil flip coming up, and this recoil flip is tight. So just do what you want to do with that. Go ahead and release the fins, and then just pull off Zora Mask immediately. If you wait too long, then the Zora fins are it's going to affect your angle a little bit sometimes, so just make sure you take off Zora Mask immediately after throwing the fins. And then shield turn down, target. From here, you're going to pull the bomb, do a recoil flip. And you only have 2 frames generally speaking for this flip, so your frames are as follows. I didn't do a good job there. Frame 1 is big red. Frame 2 is the explosion, first explosion, if I recall. Unless big blue so happens to work. If you have to buffer this, don't feel bad. Sometimes I'll just try to react to the explosion, honestly. That just seems to work with me for whatever reason. It's probably a mixture of anticipation and I just don't realize it. Again, that is a tight recoil flip. So don't beat yourself up if you're missing it a lot without buffering. Just start buffering it, be happy, move on to the next part of the game. Which brings us to Gyorg. We're gonna get bow out real quick. We're gonna go right over here to about here. This is what I like to do anyways. We're gonna do what we call Gyorg cutscene skip. Gyorg intro cutscene skip, whatever you call it. If you jump down here, nice. You're gonna get this fancy dandy long cutscene that we don't like to watch as speedrunners because it takes forever. So instead what we're going to do is damage Gyorg from above, or really just stun him, and then that skips the cutscene for us. So how do we do that? You have a couple of options. One is the weird shot, but I'm trying to take weird shots out of the route. If you're not a weird shot, feel free to weird shot here. Find a good way to aim up. Ask the server for more details if you want. The other way, it's a lot easier. It's a much easier trick is to have bow out, forget the wall, release target, pull the bow out, hold up, then press A immediately followed by bow. That's going to give you what we call extended bow. Then what I like to do is in this spot, I try to aim the wire just so underneath that texture if I recall. It's been a while since I did this. And if you hear Gyorg get hit, it means that you got him. So again, bow is charged up, and then just to release it. That's how I aim it. And if that doesn't work for you, just keep messing around with it. Just keep shooting until you hit Gyorg. Just generally you want to aim up and down. Aiming left and right will not help you in any way, shape, or form. Another slightly faster method is to do target, bow, and release target if I recall, while holding up. There we go. looks a little bit like this. It's going to do the same thing, if I recall. Alright, now that we've damaged or stunned the Gyorg, we're going to go fall down. Technically, he's going to stay stunned until we fall, basically. And now we start the Gyorg fight. So Gyorg can be fun. I would consider Gyorg to be the second hardest, well, third hardest boss, I guess. So Gyorg is a bit technical, but once you know what you're doing, he becomes very easy to manage. We're going to do an easy fight, of course. So generally there are two phases to this fight. The main difference between phase 1 and phase 2 is, other than how much HP Gyorg has, is you're going to they're going to be like little fish that he spawns, and then they're going to be a little annoying for phase 2 that they swim around in packs. But they're not too bad as long as you're aware of them. One other thing that you have to be wary of is magic in this fight. Something I forgot to mention is that there are magic drops. In this room, if I recall. There are also bombs and arrows, I think. Let's have to find them for you real quick. 2 bomb drops off to the left, if I recall. Hopefully these aren't just arrows over here. Rupees? Oh, I have magic. I wonder if that's why. Ah, rats. They must be hearts. That's okay. Well, I guess there are no magic drops. Okay, so your most recent magic drop is going to be from arrows over here. From Zora Cape right before doing TCS. And if you want, you can get some extra magic bombs, etc. from coming out of the load zone after TCS. But you still have to use some magic if you want for the babas. What are they called? The bio babas in the water for the Ocarina game. But there are plenty of other methods to kill those guys. Just do whatever suits you as far as magic is concerned for Gyorg, because that's going to be your main concern, is having enough magic for this guy here. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get into position. And by getting into position, I mean standing around here such that Gyorg okay, let me back up a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, this platform has plenty of different sides. We don't really care how many sides, but it's more to show you that each side is the same distance, because it's one of those, I forget what that kind of shape is called. All the sides are the same length. So, if you look close enough, you can see all these markings, and you can see that there's an easy way to tell where halfway is, and halfway would be this little line here. So how I generally approach a fight is, I will generally try to make sure that when Gyorg is charging me, he's going to face directly at me. I want him to come towards the center of the platform, if that makes sense, the center of the side. So hence, when he's on the right side, I'm standing kind of in the middle, between the middle of the platform and Gyorg. That way he ends up generally around here. That's going to line you up just nice for the next step. Of course, if he's on the left side, you just want to make sure you're between the middle and wherever he is over here on the left side. So if he's over here, you just want to stand around right here. And then that's going to lead him towards the center of the platform. That's going to give you a lot more comfort to work with, shall we say, and you're not going to be on a corner for this next step coming up. That'll make sense. More in a moment, in case you're not familiar. That's not what I want. Okay, so not quite where I wanted to end up, but this will do. I'm going to turn Zora, swim down towards him. I'm going to do something like this. Alright, what in the world just happened? So basically, I, while swimming, was caught between Gyorg and the wall. Now my angle was such that I wasn't going enough towards the wall that I was going to hit it, bonk it, but I was going into it enough that I was still, you know, obviously colliding with it. Likewise, Gyorg was pushing me the opposite direction, and essentially I just got stuck. And if you want to see something similar, a lot of times in corners, try to swim as Zora, you actually won't bonk either side of the corner. You can actually just keep swimming, and we use a couple of setups like this to get up in areas like in Stone Tower Temple and the little watery area right after Gara Master in certain respects. So, just a little demo right there. Anyways, let's try to make sure to aim for the top half of this face. Sometimes the bottom half can be a little janky. So again, you're just going to get right around here, hold magic, and then just follow Gyorg. Now, when I quote-unquote follow Gyorg, I am wobbling the control stick in either like a circle or between up and down. I usually do up and down, while he's just at the bottom of his little dancing, I guess you could call it, when he wriggles from pain. Oh, that was a little late. You do want to make sure you end it enough that he actually does collide with the platform, but you don't want to do it so late that if he jumps, you just completely miss him. So here's the wiggle, then I go up with him, go down, I do a wiggle, go up with him, and then down, do a little wiggle. Now, between phase 1 and phase 2, did I jump out of the water just now? No, okay. There are a couple of options on how to start phase 2. Generally, the more advanced version is to come up here and land on the platform. This will start the phase 2 with Link on the platform, which is where you want to be, so you can actually hit him with arrows or Zora ranks if you're nefariously dangerous. Right to the right spot will do. And like so, you can just start the next phase. Beware those fish, just try to use magic on them, don't jump right for them. If they're right where you want to go, then just jump to the side. But this takes a bit of effort, and you have to make sure you're just lined up just right along the wall so that when you actually jump up, you don't jump over the platform. So when starting out, it's not necessarily recommended to do that. It's recommended to just keep on swimming. Link will surface in the water. He's going to warp to the same exact position every single time. And basically what you're going to do after the cutscene ends is hold down and A. Turn around first and then hold down A. Uh-oh. Let's beware of that magic. So I'm holding down right now. I'm turning around, then I'm holding A, and then Link's gonna auto grab this platform here for you. Very quick, very efficient. You could dolphin dive up if you want. Really up to you. It's whatever makes you comfortable. Whatever you do, definitely do not press the B button unless you're advanced and crazy and like NMG and you know what you're doing. Because if you press B, you're going to start diving, and when this cutscene ends, you will be in the same horizontal position, but you're going to be on the ground. And so from here, trying to get up before he eats you, very difficult. I'd say it's impossible, but it is RNG if I recall. There are plenty of other ways to do this fight. We're not going to cover any of those other ones. Nope, there I bonked, but he still got stunned. Plenty of time to get back into position. I wonder if we can just hold down A. No, you can just hold down A. It's a little slower, but whatever. Alright. He's charging already. This position will be fine. Remember, for second phase, your goal isn't to necessarily jump up after or during the end of the phase 1 or the end of phase 2. It's just to kill him as soon as possible, so you don't have to be at the very center of the platform. Anyways, phase 2 is just like phase 1, except of course he has less HP. You only have to hurt him twice, and then you have the fish. So just make sure you absolutely do not jump into the fish, or a lot of times, wow, it didn't happen immediately. Something like this will happen. You're going to be very sad, it's going to be hard to jump away, and he's going to eat you. I will make a note, if he eats you, takes 2 hearts. Bear that in mind. We have so many hearts. If I recall, we already got 2 heart containers. 1 if you don't want any extra heart containers, other than the first one. 0 if you don't want any. So do not get eaten under any circumstances if you can help it. If you want though, you can mash AND to end the biting, end the cutscene, end the eating sooner. Last thing I want to mention for this fight. If you need magic, there are these pots over here along the edges. Just make sure to stun him first. Go ahead and get magic. Oh wow, you can actually go after him. You can try to YOLO fight him, but generally not recommended. Usually if I have to get magic, I'm going to assume that I'm going to get eaten in some way, shape, or form. Unless I get a little risky. Just to get out of a dire situation. So, I'm going to stun him early. Dolphin dive over. Get my magic drop. Turn around. See, it was already too late. By the time he's trying to eat you, he is invincible. So, there's no avoiding it at that point. Even if you go up and up and up. It's actually crazy. I can show that off real quick. He does not care. He will even go up. I think he's following me. Is he following? No, he's not. He was following. Okay, so he gets really weird, basically. Alright, I'm going to end him real quick. Don't do what I do. Do as I say, Kappa. Okay, let's try and end the fight sooner. Totally not trying to show off or anything. But that does go to show, if you are going to be dumb and try to use sword fins, remember that they're going to be a lot slower than arrows. so you have to release them a lot sooner. Similar with hookshot. Alright, feel free to get the heart container if you want, that just means you have to damage down a lot more. Especially if you got all the other ones. But if you have the bombs for it, you want to use that time for that method, then that's up to you. Otherwise, this is going to be just like with goats. Just make sure you know what day, what night, whatever it is, and plan ahead how much you have left versus when it's going to be day 3, night 3, etc. Just make sure you don't run out of time. The moon crashes later on if you sung a double time, or vice versa. If you really want to try to get good at the in-game time management, if you're a little on the slower side, you can try to manipulate the time such that it is past midnight on day 3 by the time you have to go back to the clock tower to fight Majora. Then you don't have to hover into the load zone, you can just walk right in. I don't think that's an option for a lot of faster players. Typically they're going to have to hover in unless they want to wait around. Nobody wants to wait around. Okay. Guess this is a good time to talk about KZ Jank, although I didn't. Now that's interesting. Usually the KZ Jank is something else, but suffice to say, sometimes there is KZ Jank with this. If you've seen my tutorial, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, so I don't want to really go over it again. I'll probably just link that, honestly. But at this point, I cannot do the trick. So I'm going to hack myself his remains. This is a KZ exclusive glitch, Kappa. Does not happen on vanilla like this. So unfortunate, but it happened. Even though I didn't warp away and come back, but whatever. Okay, we're going to go to... So after this you would die. Why am I having difficulty? There we go. You wouldn't normally have this waving cutscene, but whatever. Okay, once you get back here, you're going to go over this way. Find the barrels if you really want to make the shot easier. Might even be required. Shot a tree, and you're leaving Great Bay Temple. Hooray. Alright. Feel free to come over here again for more supplies if you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and make it night too for fun. And from here, do we go straight to... Yes, we do. We got bombs, alka, and light arrows. Oops. Okay, good. And we're going to be putting the map points over here, going around village, because we're going to be going to Stone Tower next. Now that we're here, we have light arrows. We're just going to grab some bombs over here. Arrows if you really want them, magic. There's a fairy here. And we're going to flip the tower immediately. I have to review frame data real quick. So if I recall, I line up about here. Whoa, buddy. So right here you can kind of see where there's this splotch of white over here and there's a splotch of black over here. There's a transition in the middle. I'm on the left side of that transition between those lightning links out up there. Okay, from there and around, pull out the bow and arrow, or the light arrows. Do 2 forward rolls. target and aim the bow with light arrow. Hold up around, if I recall, it's right here. Going to release the bow. And we're going to do a roll forward. Not quite. I think it's a little lower than that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like right there will do. Not quite. Oh, is it roll in the same frame? I didn't think so. Oh my word. Huh, it's all in the same frame. Alright, that's enough. Nope, that's way late. Alright, just trying to show you can do this unbuffered, but it is a bit harder. Now when doing it unbuffered, I kind of position my thumb on the Y button such that it's more or less so how I hold it, so I can slide it immediately down to A after getting in position. But I would recommend just buffering it, so hold, you kind of just hold the bow button with like your index finger is what I would do. If I have it on Y, or you could just put it on Z, that would probably be the most comfortable, honestly. You kind of get used to weird stuff playing other games on the Wii V3 version, SNES era games. But anyways, you want to hold the bow right about there, pause, hold up, and then roll. Press A and you unpause side. One of those tricks that looks more precise than it really is. That will generally not happen in vanilla, but occasionally it will happen if you're doing things on KZ with glitches, well, with cheats, I mean. So I'm going to have to get back there. I want to say it just has something to do with doing that exact trick and then unloading a state, I guess, or something of that sort. Not certain. Sometimes save states themselves can be junky. That's not the right one. Actually, if I just load the save state from there. It's not the save state. don't even have to hold the left whole way, that's right. You just have to slide from Y to A. I forgot. From Y to A. You don't even have to adjust the control stick. There we are. Throw it up during transition, cutscene, and then just roll jump on every block here. Target if you wish, or whatever, it's up to you. And with that, we are in inverted stone tower temple. We're going to start off by going to the right up here. If you want to get fancy, you can backwalk. Not a lot of people backwalk though, so maybe it's slower, side ops, or just walk over, frankly. And we have our first big clip coming up in this temple. How do I do this on this version? Is it okay. This is beginner round. Beginner round is very simple. We don't clip. We just shoot this with a light arrow. However, if you want, there are a couple of methods here with which you can clip in and move on. If you have a good diagonal, what you can do is do a roll clip. Side hop into the vent. Bomb recoil clip. Nice, I held on to it. I'm going to curve to the right by holding the left at some point in time. Mess with the timing, get comfy with it. Alternately, if you do not have a good angle for this trick, good control stick angle, depends on the controller, then you can come right over here, if I recall. It's about right here in this spot. Drop the bomb. And you go a little more to the right. Now I gotta mess with this. There we go. Good game. Okay, could we do the thing? Thank you. Nice. So, it's a little weird, but line up on this part of the wall. You're gonna shield drop the bomb. You're gonna come over here with up left. You're gonna roll into the corner, then hold down. It's a camera manipulation trick. Target during mid-air time, and then everything else is, I think, the same as the other method. But if you don't want to do that, you can just do it. Wow, buddy. Link did not want to pull an arrow right there. You can just do something like this. Honestly, the diagonal thing is so awkward, I don't recommend going for it. Now that you're over here, we're not going to do a bomb recoil though. We get to do something else. Target this wall, back walk, then side hop when you get to the flower, keep side hopping to the vent. I forgot how to do it. It's been a while since I did this method. Oh, that's right. You want to side up into the vent, and then you want to jump slash immediately. Is it immediately? Or is it in the middle of that? Might be the middle of that. There we go. So, more specifically, you're going to hold up on a certain... as you pass a certain texture on the wall. So, again, jump slash in the middle of the vent. And right as I get lined up with those standout textures, like so, hold up. I'm gonna sword recoil, and from here, you're gonna get real fancy. If the hip loop's in a good position, you can move that to the button. Alright, that brings us around here. what I like to do is come around on the right side of the switch, pull a bomb here, and we do a recoil clip, followed by killing the Gyorg bombs. Why did that happen? Helps back up. Gyorg is pretty easy to kill with bombs. I derped that up. That was pretty ball. Okay, just make sure you're not in the wall. It doesn't work that way. There. Not too comfortable with that. What you can do is just walk up. Don't go too far. You can't grab the sledge. The Dexy hand can grab you. And if you're in range of him while standing here, sometimes he'll grab you too. I guess not all the time though. If you want to be really careful with it, you can just line him up. Really? Did I hold down for too long? Okay. I almost forgot. I saw it end up doing this. This is what I saw it end up doing with the whole going around the switch. This is basically a camera net. That's all it is. Okay. Just try not to do that either. I did it, Kappa. There we go. Gyorg is pretty simple. Just walk up, centered with him, drop a bomb, back up a little bit, hold shield, and then repeat. However, if you go too far to his right, go into him, he's going to pummel you back. So you gotta make sure you're lined up with him. And just let him gracefully blow himself up. Caveat: if you're not careful, you can do what we call zombie Gyorg. I think this in a while. Clearly. There we go. You're allowed to target yourself. Interesting. Huh. It's funny how they built this to do on purpose. What on earth? Am I just too impatient? Okay, well, I don't know how to do it anymore. Thought I got it, but I guess not. This is taking forever. Oh, what about like this? Okay, come on, dude. He's really refusing. Okay. No, still. Oh, wow, didn't know you could go that far behind him. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm allowed to target him still. So normally when you get zombie Igor, you have to get another hit or two on him, and you're not able to target him. So you just have to beware. You can't target him. Just keep calm, keep cool, and just kill him like normal. Just don't target him at all. KZ is fixing Igor somehow. I think is what it is. Well, that took forever. For twin mode, you have two options. You can use the arrow strat, or you can use Giant's Mask, and then there's a whole strat with Hundo. Kinda, sorta. I can try to show it off, but I can't promise I'll do it well. Generally, I will do arrow strat. And when doing arrow strat, you skip Giant's Mask collection. Could do a weird shot here, but it's not required. Weird shot is simple. Did I crash? Yes, I did. Weird shot is simple. Crashes immediately on English. Essentially, what you would do is weird shot, hook shot the BMOs, get items from the pop, hook shot back up, and then you would do the BK skip. I'll just show the non-weird shots set up since apparently I can't do it. It's been a while since I weird shotted on. There you go. So you don't just roll by him while he's dying, you just want to wait in place. What if it's English versus Japanese? So what you'll do, we'll hook shot out, hit that crystal switch. You're gonna wait till you see that spike coil roll towards you. Hook it, jump slash over the spike coil, or whatever you're gonna call it. That one there. You're gonna fall down, back walk this way. Beware the flying pots that damage you. Get supplies as needed here. Back walk back. Tilt out here. You're gonna hook shot back up. Now, with that hook shot target, Perez has told me, tutorial form, make sure you target the front part of it, then hold up so you actually land on it, and you'll gracefully land. Now the BK skip can be done from either side. It's very simple. Slash, slash, don't be right next to the edge. Slash, 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 turn, sloppy recoil flip, like so. Again from the other side even. Do vertical slashes, shield turn right, sloppy recoil, and you're in. And I do mean sloppy, like you can be really early, just make sure you get hit by the bomb. Generally, a really good recoil flip will not be very helpful. It might even fail the trick somehow, from what I've heard. If you want to get fancy, do this. Not sure why people think that a good recoil flip fails, they just say it does. I don't know if that's really well founded, but whatever. Case in point. But there are some other variations. For example, it's a side slash, if I recall. Is it the other one? Beware of the spike hole. Okay, you don't want to mess with it. I guess this one. I don't remember. But the spike hole can be very weird. And if you're not careful, you can soft block if you do something like this. And then it'll just keep dragging you back and forth. I guess you gotta be angled for that to be the case. Yep, there you go. So just don't do this. Don't hit it, don't shield the spike log. Just be patient for it, generally speaking. Okay, gotta be vertical. As you clip, you can start holding down the back walk, go to the ledge, and then just hold A as you drop to ledge drop immediately. Now, twin mode. Do I have bombs equipped? Yes. Thank you for the good luck, Truly. Captain. You're gonna hold down left, roll. Then you're gonna hold left as it roll, throw a bomb. And then you're gonna use generally light arrows to burn up all your magic, because they do a lot more damage than just regular arrows. It's regular arrows do 2 damage, light arrows do 4. And then each twin mold has an elemental weakness to its opposite element. Red is weak to ice, blue is weak to fire, but we don't get either of those, so that doesn't matter to us. Just remember that it's, if I recall, it's 15 regular arrow shots for each, and then you can subtract an extra shot for every magic light arrow you get. But anyways, after the little bomb setup that we do, that's going to guarantee a bomb hit on the blue. We're going to lob them with a light arrow, bomb's going to hit him right after, for a total of 6 damage on blue starting out the fight. Generally, I will try to focus on blue when possible. But I guess somehow I hit red and accidentally. It helps to be aware of their hitboxes, so if you're not familiar, Twin Mold has extremely janky hitboxes that you're going to have to be aware of. So you can see there are a lot of circles, and or spheres, and that sphere does not cover the entirety of the tail. You're going to want to try to aim for the center of the tails, generally speaking, and that's going to take you pretty far. Keep in mind that your arrow does have to travel, and if it has to travel a large distance, it's going to take some time to actually take care of that. At this point, I'm just shooting them haphazardly. There are a couple of easy strats that you can get into, like if they start spinning around you, you can kind of follow them. You're able to pause buffer as well for the entire fight, so use that to your advantage. And a small note, if you shoot out to the distance, you don't have to wait for the light arrow. Magic arrow respawn timer as much as you do as if you actually hit something. So right now I'm mashing light arrow, but there's a long timer. If you happen to miss, you're usually going to be able to refire immediately. Just a little nuance of the game. Oh, that's right, each has 20 HP, so just make sure that I think they each have 20 HP. What I normally will do is keep a mental track of how much damage each of them has. Right now I completely forgot which has what, because I was just lobbing arrows at them. At some point you're going to probably run out of magic though, and you're going to be shooting regular arrows. I have infinite magic on, I'm going to take that off real quick. After you take one of the twin molds down, the other twin mold is going to start flying a lot faster. So that's something else you're going to have to keep in mind. One small strat that some people will do is intentionally damage both of them down to either the last hit or something close to that, then take one down, and then you only have to deal with one fast quote-unquote twin mold, one fast twin mold shot that you have to take care of. But then you have to take care of two, you have to be wary of two twin molds for longer, and that has its own set of janky problems that twin molds creates. Once you lose track of one, there's no telling when it's going to be behind you, or attack you, or hit you. It's going to be very reactive. But when you're using normal arrows, you can be a lot faster. And just being careful with how many shots you have. You can start lobbing them. Twin mold will take a lot of practice. I don't care who you are, frankly. But you only have to get so good at twin mold in order to finish it off. So, what problems can happen with the arrow fights? First off, you could run out of arrows. You could easily run out of magic, but that's not a big deal. If you run out of arrows, what you can do is first off, you can use bombs, but that gets a little janky and difficult. I'm not going to go with that strat. That's more of a backup, it's like desperate backup. Twin mold is able to break these little statues here, and you'll oftentimes want to go right after you. Except right now, apparently, while I'm trying to showcase it. By go after you, I mean pop up right underneath you. Okay, nearly. What I'll do is try to face away from whatever it is I want broken, and sometimes I'll backflip in place. Wow, I would like to showcase this being broken twin mode. There we go, good enough. Sometimes they'll drop magic, sometimes arrows. You don't have arrows yet? Go to the next one. if you really want to get fancy, try dropping bombs at random times. Just note they only deal 2 damage. Nice, thanks Swinmold. Be careful of your HP as well, you only have so much of that. And there he goes right after me. Swinmold, again, will take a lot of practice, a lot of patience. Because twin molds are trolls. Anyways, there is also the Giant's Mask Bite. Now, the Giant's Mask Bite is a little special. You do not simply equip the Giant's Mask, however, you could try to do the fight that way if you wanted to. Generally, what we'll do is... I think you just put Deku Mask on, then... How does this equip swap sequence go? Oh, okay, you just equip swap Giant's Mask over Deku. Unpause. No, that's not it. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, no, still. Truly, if you're still here, do you know how this sequence goes? I don't remember how to do it. Do you need another mask? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you can't do it then. Let me just double check for you. Does that have to be Postman's? Ah, okay. So it has to be another normal mask. Never mind. Giant's Mask is not a very good choice. Anyways, if you do this, you have normal-ish physics. If I recall, anyways, I feel like a giant. So I think I did this wrong. You can ask the server if you want more details on this. There we go. I'm going to go back to normal fight. Beware, magic is a factor, and you lose magic as you do wear that mask. As long as you're in the sand, you will have a chance of appearing where you are, nice right through the tail. But if you're on this platform, then you will never actually spawn directly underneath you. At least that I've seen. Beware of one shot when twin mode is far away. Those shots are obviously quite a bit harder to make and require a bit more practice usually. Occasionally, if your target is far enough away, you still don't have to wait for the actual cooldown. If you get good enough at it, you can time a shot there when he comes up out of the ground. This is another good area to, I wouldn't call it pause buffering. It's kind of letting a couple of frames pass every pause until your shot lights up. with that, there you go. Twin mode is generally a safe option to get a heart container for it because you're able to void. That's going to look like this. We're going to do the thing, of course. Depending on what it is, remember your goal to get to Clock Tower on night 3, midnight, if possible. And then go ahead and super slide, or Hess, or whatever you want to do, to the void area. You gotta slow Hess there. I tend to think that Hesses are more consistent, therefore Hessing is a better option for me. That's going to take you to the beginning of the dungeon, believe it or not. And of course, we have twin modes remains. I forgot to turn the watches on. Okay, from here, just leave. Now I'm going to get an auto flip because I worked directly to the dungeon, didn't flip the tower. You will be outside of the dungeon, just like normal. And you don't have to flip the tower back around, you can just soar straight to Clock Town, which is Woodfall if I recall. Next up, we have Giants cutscene, and then Majora. A quick I shouldn't have a full bottle of milk. I guess you would be ending the run generally with half milk. Yeah. So if you wanted to with that half milk, what you can do is during the fight, now that I think about it, you can equip slot that half milk if you want the full milk. Because you want to use that for LA game. You can just keep giving yourself half milk with equip slot during the fight, just equip it over Ocarina, and then you can keep regaining health that way if you need it to avoid death against Majora. But anyways, we're going to be going up there and into the door if it is past midnight on day 3. Otherwise, nice. There's no Frank Z. It is day 2. And jump head. This normally isn't an issue. There is Frank Z. Doggo. Gonna take the dog up here. We're going to do what we call a Frank-Z hug. Any chews that you have left, feel free to use them up here. You get a target, right side here, throw the dog up, side hop up, saves a couple frames versus just climbing up. Pick up the dog and get an ISG. Go over here, target the wall, drop dog, going to do the bomb hover. Now, this hover is a little jank, this first one here, because sometimes Link is considered to be on a slope, and that gets annoying for the game. So what I generally will do is hold up, walk into the door, and then snap the control stick down when doing the backflip. Like so. Just like that. Now, the reason we brought the dog is so that we would be able to target the dog. But if you have chews, you don't really have to do that. You can just do a chew target, and that will allow you to turn around. But if you don't have chews and you're relying on the dog, you need to bring the dog with you to target something. Otherwise, you could technically make it into the clock tower, but it's much more annoying. Much jankier, unnecessarily. Anyways, I'm gonna turn around. Going to assume you know how to turn around, but just in case you don't, I guess. While untargeted, walk to the left-ish, left of up, such that Link is walking to the side. Let the control stick return to neutral. Doing that will cause Link to ESS shuffle back to forward position. While he is doing that, snap the control stick to whatever direction from neutral to the direction that you want it to face. Anyways, we're just going to do it up here. If I recall, it's usually you want to do 2 hovers back, do an angle change, then 2 hovers back again, then back loop in. We have a couple of long cutscenes that you just want to play, and then you want to play out the order when the gameplay resumes. I'm going to imagine you know what this looks like. I'm going to jump to them with them. From here, if you have a bomb left, feel free to do a super slide. I jerked that up crazy. Wow. Come on, can I really not super slide? I'm being way late. I'm getting extra lag because of the timer. That was completely my fault. I don't know. Whatever. We need to talk to the main children other than this one. If you happen to get a ground jump, you won't be able to talk to them. Just like any other time, just do a backflip or some kind of area movement, and now get rid of the ground jump. If you happen to fail the super slide. Yes and yes. Is that timer still active? It's done. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and reset the console and get rid of that real quick. Then we have Majora. A fair number of notes to mark for Majora. First off, he has 3 phases: Mask, Incarnation, and Wrath. Right, here we are. So, 3 phases, and magic, arrows are both premiums here. Bombs are also useful if you have them. We're going to do an easy version of this fight here. If you want to get good at the fight, feel free to ask the server for more details. First off, a note: if you need magic or arrows, you can look behind you here. If I recall, one to the right, one facing this way, so to the right is magic, and to the left is arrows. Or the other way around, facing this way. So, you should be souped up for the fight. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you should have a half a milk left here. You don't need Ocarina at this point anymore. So if you need more HP, or you're about to die, feel free to chug some half a milk. And you can do that many times as you need. So you shouldn't die here. Other side, going to equip arrows, sticks, and bombs. And no, we're not. No, we want Sword Mask out. Bombs. That's right. Light arrows, sticks, and Sword Mask. Is that right? No, we're on the English version. We'll work it out as we go. Turn Zora and punch into the cutscene. Kappa. It's very important. it's not important. You can just roll into the cutscene if you want. The cutscene trigger. With that, we're going to begin the mask phase. The mask has two sub-phases, two phases themselves. Yourself? Sure. First, what you want to do is target, walk forward a couple of steps, and as soon as you can, target, charge your rangs, and throw them. And as long as you're going to take too long, like I did, you're going to get a stun. Really? Okay. There we go, that's better. You don't want to take too many steps. After that, go ahead and fire a light arrow at him on the front. Helps decrease your chances of missing. And missing is very possible. Light arrows can go right through him if you're not careful. 2 light arrows and phase 2 will begin. Now, phase 1, he only has a couple of attacks, but it's very easy enough to avoid any and all attacks when, with this fight. But, in case you mess up like I did. So let's say you take too long, you fire your rangs, and he doesn't. You take too long, you fire your rangs, and somehow they miss. Gee, I wonder how they missed. And he gets away. He has his mask spin attack, we'll call it, that he does a lot. That he does when he's not idle. If you want, you don't want to use... Nice. If you don't want to use ranks for whatever reason, you can spin attack him as he follows. But you want to generally do it as first time he goes after you. And you do want to do a charge spin attack. Okay, he's trolling, it's awesome. What is this camera doing? I don't know why that camera's doing that. Too close. Seriously, bud. There we go. So just like that, chances are, as long as you had the right distancing, you will stun him. Go ahead and use the light arrow. Another quick mention with Zora rangs, specifically, occasionally the one rank will stun him, then the other rank will actually attack him. In that case, you'll have to just do 2 more light arrows, if I recall. Just, it doesn't really affect the fight much, aside from adding a cycle. Just make sure that as he gets up, oh, there's an example. Make sure to charge your ranks as quickly as possible, target Majora, and release them as soon as he starts rising. You want to make sure you release him as soon as you can in that cycle so that you don't actually lose him. Because losing him now makes the fight much more difficult because he has a second attack that he can do, which is a laser fire attack. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If not, whatever. But that attack is able to fry Zora, and then you have to restart the fight even if you don't die. Same with Deku, so beware. You also have the masks that you have to worry about. Now, the masks will only typically be a bother if you face them. And when you face them, they have a chance of shooting an orb at you. You can shield the orb, and sometimes that shield will work. Sometimes the orb will pass through the shield and will attack you. And sometimes it will kill you, and you will be very sad and mad. There are a couple of caveats, like being against the wall sometimes will protect you, and other things from orbs, but right now they're not too much of a concern because we're facing the wall, we're facing away from them, and they're generally not going to attack us for this phase. So just keep Majora pinned against this wall. Oh wait, that's not right. For the last attack, what you can do is jumpslash. that. Okay, so there was an example if I turned around and one of the masks tried to shoot me into one of the remains. And in this case, I miscounted how many attacks I did. So just ignore that. And I think I can do a jump slash now. And that'll end the phase. Okay. And there's mask phase. We're on to incarnation. Incarnation is much more wriggly. A lot of times people will start the fight by holding magic attack, R&B, and hope that Majora runs into them. If Majora runs into you, then you can initiate the attacking. But if not, we have a couple of other tricks up our sleeve. For example, if we still have bombs, I'm going to bomb this flower. And what's going on is Incarnation has a second hitbox right where the flower is. It's very tiny, very small. You can just barely see it with Hitbox Viewer. And a bomb can actually hit this thing. And great, it looked like it just hit Majora. There you go. As you can see, that hitbox is very effective for stunning and even attacking. So, if you don't have any bombs, then your other method of attack is just lobbing arrows at him. Not magic arrows, although you do want to try to make a point of wasting magic when possible with Zora's shield, so that you don't have to do just a little equip. But if you have to do this equip to get more normal arrows out because you don't run out of magic to make light arrows act like normal arrows, don't worry about it. Just equip the bow, get on with it. Target Majora, beware of the other remains and how annoying they are when they get in the way. Lob arrows until he's down for the count. Tattle, shut up. What I meant to do was something like this. So wait, no, we don't do that. We do spin attack side. Let me retry that. Wow, Tattle is trolling. Majora is trolling. There we go. Okay. What helps is targeting away from the center of the arena. Try to keep Majora centered going that way. Just keep spin attacking his legs and keep targeting away from the center of the arena. That way the remains generally, hopefully, will not shoot an orb at you. Just try to make sure that when you target, you don't target Majora, as that will also change your angle occasionally drastically. Sometimes it helps to do a little C up and then target while looking down. That will take Majora Incarnation off screen, and so when you hit target and release C up, you won't actually target, you just look forward, away from the center of the arena, away from the remains, which is what you want, so that they don't shoot you. And with that, that brings us to Wrath, and we're going to use some of what we just learned about the orbs to our advantage here too. Wrath is the strongest form, I guess you could say, the slowest in some ways, but not all. The tank, if you will. Generally what we will do is we're going to stun lock him to death, but we're going to start by getting him to jump around the arena, if we can. Couple of options to start here, depending on what you have. If you had normal arrows out, you can try shooting arrows at him, and that'll make him jump around, like so. Now if he's attacking or taunting, then you can use that to your advantage and lob an attack at him. However, if he's idle and you shoot an arrow at him, typically he will try to dodge in some way, shape, or form. Now, caveat, if you have the light arrows out, even if you do not have any magic, then Majoras will never avoid the light arrow. You'll always get a hit to it. Generally, with normal arrows, you would be dodging all these attacks. Okay, but that's just to show that off. So you have a couple of options. Sometimes runners will start this fight by keeping light arrows out the entire fight and just using up the magic up to get it down to 0. And then by this point in the fight, have bombs and arrows out. Of course, the point of having no magic is to cut out the timer associated with waiting between shots. So you can throw a bomb at him, which will make him run away, and then after he runs away, wow, typically he will be against a wall. You shoot him with a light arrow, which will stun him, and then you're going to do your stunlock attack. Again, while facing away from the center of the arena, and of course towards Majora. So, just like before, what you can do is you can see up, look down, target, release A, and then you can start your stun locks. You have 2 options, or 3 options technically, being on English. The first one, if you want to be like JP, you can crouch stab and do Oblivion, but that will take 40 hits. Nobody wants to be there that long. Your second option is much more difficult, and it requires jumpslash cancels for every hit. You just do jumpslash cancel, jumpslash cancel, and hope that you don't miss in any way, shape, or form. That is a much more difficult option, but about as fast as JP crouch stabs. Your third option is a hybrid of these 2 methods, and what I will be showing off. We call the hybrid sunlock, I don't remember what it's called. But anyways, you're going to be swapping between jump slashes and crouch stabs. And it's going to look something like this. How does it work? Oh,
smoking. Getting support from friends online kept me.
Sorry about that if you heard that. Down. I had to learn this real quick, Kappa. Great, I don't know this as well as I thought it was. As well as I thought I did. Great. Okay, I don't get this. Alright, fantastic. I don't get the hybrid strat. What is this strat? What in the world? I hate it. You have to time this after all? I thought you didn't have the time for this. Why are you running? Hate it. Is that it? How do you... That doesn't make sense. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to ask the community how in the world you do this because I am completely and utterly failing. And I can show off the crouch now. It's crouch stab, I guess. So crouch stabbing is very rhythmic, and you just keep doing this until he dies, Kappa. If you want to look for a visual cue, it's right after he returns to his quote-unquote rest position. Just watch when his chest becomes very still, basically. And don't be late. The later you get into the fight, the more attacks he has, the harder the fight becomes. Cool. Nice physics with the arrows, I forgot about that. And when he's dead, he's dead. There you go. At this point, the timer has ended. Good job. GLHF returns. How do you do this hybrid thing? Oh, that looks janky. Keep not waiting long enough. Yeah, too long. Okay, that looks like it could be it. Just wait until Link starts getting his head up again. Still pretty tight though. So just alternate between B and A for this while targeting. Yeah, I'll have to learn the timing though. Oh my word, that is stupidly tight. It's not stupid, it's just dumb. Not very wide time. For what I would consider to be a inner strength. Too early. Are you kidding me? Wow. getting there, but still. Oh, that wasn't too late. Okay, I wasn't giving enough more credit. Once you know what you're doing, it's not that bad. It's just that first jump slash. You do not want to be too early. Too late. Ah, dude. Come on. Amazing. I hate it. Too early that time. Lovely items. Generally, shield will protect you from a lot of whip attacks, so I really recommend using shield in this fight. Red arrows are your friend for this technique, I guess. I thought it was close. Cool. One right away. Okay. Come on. Oh, nice, a double. So that's unavoidable unless you're Zora and your magic's attacking. Then you can actually stun him from that attack. Wow, they're really vicious right now. So just be wary about what you're doing in the fight. Generally not a good idea to do this quite like this, but you know he's not too far off from being killed, then feel free. Apparently he was. Oh, start with jump slash, okay. Maybe not. I'm being too early. Darn it. Too early. Still too early. You really have to wait until you see Link get up. The jump slashes aren't too bad though, I think. It's when you mess up the other timing that they seem to matter. So just be wary that when you slash really matters and affects the jump slash hit. Should I just be waiting until Link is fully up? Yes, I should be. Okay, I understand now. Wait until Link is fully up from the slash, from the jump slash before you actually jump slash. So like jump slash, stand up, slash, jump slash, stand up, slash. The whole way, not just part of the way. Oh my gosh, dude, why is this camera like this? Why can't you be more regimented like the OT? Then the jump slash is free. Just jump slash right after the slash. I am waiting about half a second after, but it does still feel cool. Generally speaking. So like a Dalwa, it helps to space things out. That was too early. Dang it. I knew it when I did it. It's a bit of an endurance thing. Really? was too late on the jump slash that time. Is that actually too early in the jump slash? Oh, I got lagged out from jump slash. Really bizarre to think about it, but it's almost like the slower the better. Of course there's a limit, but okay, that I don't understand why that failed. Why did that seem so weird? Okay, I think it's just because I'm tired. Well, this is any consolation, just shows that the more you practice, the better you get at it. Am I not gonna get this at all? Okay, focusing. There we go. Yes, that is exactly how it is. You just have to focus and not jump slash or slash. You don't have to slash too early. That's the key. Start with jump slash. Okay. I think preferably. Well, I don't know about preferably, but. Okay. Nope. Excuse me, come on. Excuse me, and flip attack. If I can actually get my jump slash cancels. What happened to my angle? Of course. Well, if you can do the jump slashes, jump slash cancels, it would be less. Oh, we're gonna hate that. Take nabbit. This feels dumb. I thought it was... Gotta do it 20 times. Okay, this sucks. Did I not really jump slash cancel there, bud? Okay, apparently I did not. Okay. Oh, did it too early. Did it too fast. Alright, so as you can see, the jump slash method is significantly jankier. Nice jump slash even though I press the A button. Just getting a jump slash cancels is hard, and apparently trying to press the A button to get a jump slash is difficult, let alone jump slash cancels. Is my A button wearing out? Love it. Even double spins. Wow, why is double spinning not consistent? I don't like this at all. Unbelievable. I don't understand. Why is double spinning inconsistent? This is inconceivable. There we go. That's what it looks like. Holy snap. Triple spinning. Or just like spinning till it looks like he's done. So as you can see, I don't recommend this at all for beginners. At all. But I do recommend this. Not that. I think I forgot to undo it already. Kinda, sorta. Just wait until Link's head goes up the whole way from standing after the jump slash, unlike what I just did before doing the normal slash, and you're fine. But if you slash too early, that's what kills it. I'll be frank though. We're talking 10 more attacks if you just do slashes. Crouch stabs, I think. So for a beginner, this is definitely the easiest. I will never not vouch for this method, even if it is 40 attacks. Just because of its consistency. And if you're counting for 39, you can rush the last 2 attacks, or the last attack after the 39th attack. Anyways, I spent about an hour on Majora, more than I really had to on Wrath. But there you go, GLHF. These runs. That concludes the tutorial. Subpar and really hashed out Majora for no reason, I feel like, but it is what it is. Goodbye, GLHF.